I found two reasons not to buy this solar bug zapper. Each unit covers a seating area, not the whole yard. I will cover both, plus 5 reasons I still use mine all summer long. Reason not to buy number one. Each unit covers a seating area, not the whole property. The listing never gives you an acreage number, and there is a reason for that. They reach the end where the glow ends. You get two in a box, so you can cover a patio, one for more spot, like a fire pit or a walkway. That's it. If you have a big open lot and you pictured one gadget guarding all of it, save your money and look for something else. Built for acreage, reviewers keep landing on the same point, and some order a second box after seeing their own yard. I hung one in the middle of my yard the first night, like a porch light for the whole place, and then walked to far corner and got chewed up. That is the honest limit. Now here's why I still hang both of mine out every single night. Reason to buy number one, you never touch the switch. A light sensor inside turns the unit on at dusk and shuts it off at dawn. So it runs the same schedule the bugs do. That sounds like a small until you count gadgets in your garage that sat dead all summer because nobody flipped them on. Mine came on by itself at night using this awesome auto button. I stood there holding the hook, hunting for a button. There is not one to find. It also stops burning power at noon when nothing is flying. My neighbor asked me how I remembered to turn mine on. I told him I don't. And that is the whole point. The next one saved me during a bad stretch of weather. Reason to buy number two. It charges two ways. There are 3 solar panels on the top instead of using just one. And the manufacturer says it takes a full charge in 4 to 5 hours of good sun. On top of that, there's a USB-C port for charging, which is right here. When the skies are gray. And that second option keeps the solar gadget from turning into paperweight in October. We have 4 straight cloudy days, and I brought both units in, plugged them in the afternoon, and hung them back up before dinner. My wife asked why the lantern was charging next to the toaster. Now, reviewers bring up the cable a lot, and it is the difference between a product you use or you apologize for. The next one matters most to me, and after that, I got a second reason you might want to skip this as well, which is the one you can check before you order. Reason to buy number 3. There are no chemicals in this thing at all. It works with a 360-degree UV light and a turbo fan, so it pulls bugs from every side instead of facing one direction. No spray, no pellets, no smell hanging from your food. That's one piece that I cared about because I was tired of misting the yard before cookout and wondering what could breathe in when I was flipping those burgers. The listing calls this safe around kids, pets, and a garden. Mine hangs 15 feet from where my family eats. You hang it and you eat. Now here's the second reason you might want to walk away, and this one takes you 30 seconds in your own backyard to figure out. Reason number 2 not to buy. These 3 solar panels need direct sun and 4 to 5 hour charge. Time assumes good conditions, which means open sky hitting the top, not filtering light under a maple tree. Hang it under a deep porch roof or a shady side of your house, and it will not fill up. And then you are on a cable every few days, and the cord-free part of you paid for goes away. Get a stand where you want to hang it in one in the afternoon and look it up. If you see the sky, you're fine. If you see shingles or leaves, you're not. My neighbor hung his under the covered patio, got a short run out of it, and told me he thinks it was junk. It was not junk. It was in the shade. The fix costs nothing because the charging spot and a hanging spot do not have to match. Let it soak up the sun if it's open and then move it at dinner. Now, the last 2 reasons is the reason this stays in my yard. Reason to buy number 4. Cleaning is a rinse. It's not a project. The shell uses vertical grids so bugs do not pack in a flat tray, and the unit carries IP67 rating. So you take it in the hose and wash it off. That rating also means you leave it out of the storm and forget about it. I left both mine hanging through a night that knocked the chairs across my deck, and they were still running the same evening. Reviewers point at the same rinse design more than any of the features, and I get why, because the old style and picking bugs out of the grid with the little brush. I do mine on Sunday when the hose is already out there. It takes less time than coiling the hose back up. The last one is the biggest, and it fixed the coverage problem I opened with. Now, reason to buy number 5. You get 2 units. That changes how you use them. One zapper is a magnet. It's a job to pull flying bugs towards the light, so hang it over your table. You build a runway to your own dinner. With 2, you stop guarding a spot and start building a perimeter. Put one out each far edge of where you sit, 15 to 20 feet out from where you're sitting, up to chest height or higher, and they pull the traffic away from you instead towards you. I had mine on a rail next to my chair for 4 nights and blamed the product. I moved the fence line, and the same evening, Duke and Coke, my dogs, quit snapping at the air by my feet. And that's the whole trick. It costs a walk across the grass. Think of it as fencing with lights instead of guarding one spot. 2 glows spread, wide beat, one sitting in the middle because a bug flies to the closest one it sees, and neither of those are at your table. So who should skip this? If you own a big open lot and you want one purchase to handle all of it, 2 units will leave you frustrated. And if the only spot you can hang these sit in shade all day, the panel never fills up and you fight a cable all season long. And who should actually buy these? If you have a patio, a deck, or a fire pit that gets real sun, this is a clean fit. You hang them once and the sensor runs on schedule. The cable covers the gray weeks and a hose covers the cleaning. The second unit turns one gadget into a perimeter and pulls bugs away from your table. If you got a sunny spot at the edge of your yard and table you want back, add this to your cart now and you can thank me later. As always, remember 2 things here. Deals fade, so go add that to your cart now. Number 2, the product bro is always here for you.